Hello friends. In our last episode, we spoke about sentences. And we said one sentence is made up of a subject and a predicate. Remember? Good. Today we come to a very important and a very interesting session about parts of speech. What are parts of speech? Now, parts of speech are little building blocks that make up our speech. These are smaller segments of that sentence that give us that clarity to speak. There are 8 parts of speech. These 8 parts of speech are nouns, verbs, pronouns, interjections, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, and conjunctions. Too many terms at one go? Don't worry, we will see each one of them. So, we will begin by looking at a noun. Today, we will give you just an introduction to all these terms. Over the coming episodes, we will look at them each. So, let's get to know them a little bit today. So, what is a noun? We've heard of the term noun so many times. But what is it? A noun is a naming word. It's a word that names. As in, it names a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. That is a noun. For example, let's look at the sentence, the girl is crying. Okay, the girl is crying. Here, what is the noun? Girl, correct. Girl is the noun here. Let's look at one more sentence. That is a house. That is a house. What's the noun here? We said a noun is a person, a place, a thing, and an idea. Okay, so here in the sentence, that is a house. What's the noun? House is the noun here. Perfect. Very well done. You see, naming words are called nouns. So, girl, cat, house. All 3 of them are examples of nouns. Now, let's look at one exercise. I am going to say a sentence out. What you have to do is try and find out where the nouns are hidden in each sentence. Okay? It's a simple exercise. Let's begin. The first sentence is, Anurag advised Annie to visit Bangalore in the spring. Anurag advised Annie to visit Bangalore in the spring. Okay? Luck is usually a matter of choosing to do wise things. Luck is usually a matter of choosing to do wise things. Okay? My favorite color is red, but I admire your lovely green dress. My favorite color is red, but I admire your lovely green dress. Okay? Dimple had a strange habit of gargling her soup whenever we dined publicly. Dimple had a strange habit of gargling her soup whenever we dined publicly. Yes? Good. Now let's look at the answers together. So, the answers to this exercise. The first sentence, Anurag advised Annie to visit Bangalore in the spring. We have 4 nouns. We have Anurag, Annie, Bangalore and spring as the 4 nouns. Okay? Luck is usually a matter of choosing to do wise things. We have luck as 2 nouns. My favorite color is red, but I admire your lovely green dress. Here we have the color as in red as a noun. But you might say that, why am I not saying green as a color in this sentence where it's your lovely green dress? It's because green is not playing the part of a noun here. It's playing a different part. Dimple had a strange habit of gargling her soup whenever we dined publicly. We have dimple and soup as the 2 nouns. Good. So now let's go on to the next part of speech and get to know that. And that is the pronoun. Now, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used in place of one or more nouns. It is a word that takes place of a noun or more nouns, one or more nouns. Okay, let's look at it. It may stand for a person, a place, a thing, or an idea, just the same way as a noun is. It just stands for that particular noun or more nouns. It'll be clearer with this example. I'll give you the example as Ashima is a beautiful girl. Okay, Ashima is a beautiful girl. That's one sentence. And the next sentence is Ashima is my niece. Okay, Ashima is a beautiful girl. Ashima is my niece. 2 sentences. Now, let's look at what a pronoun can do here. Okay, Ashima is a beautiful girl, full stop. So the next sentence is, she is my niece. What have we done here? Exactly, we've taken the second Ashima off and put a she there, so that it takes a place. It stands for the noun Ashima, which is the name of the girl, and takes its place as she. So the 2 sentences earlier, Ashima is a beautiful girl, Ashima is my niece, now are Ashima is a beautiful girl, she is my niece. Sounds better, doesn't it? Yes, exactly. That's what a pronoun does. Now there are different types of pronouns. More specifically, there are 5 different types of pronouns. These are personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and interrogative pronouns. What are personal pronouns? A word used to take the place of one or more nouns is called a pronoun. That we know. That's the pronoun. But what is a personal pronoun? Now, personal pronoun is like I, me, mine, you, your, yours, she, her, hers, it, its, we, us, ours, their, them, theirs, their. All these are personal pronoun which show person. That's the word hidden in there. Person. Okay? I, me, mine, you, yours, she, hers, it, its, we, ours. All these are examples of personal pronouns. There are also some things called reflexive pronouns. What are reflexive pronouns? They refer to the same person as the subject of the verb. Such pronouns are called reflexive pronouns. What are reflexive pronouns? This is myself, yourself. Okay? These are reflexive because here that it refers to the same person as the subject of the verb. As in, I myself have done this. Okay? You yourself will have to go to the market. Here, it is a reflexive pronoun. There are also demonstrative pronouns. What are demonstrative pronouns? These are pronouns that are used to point out things or objects, either for things lying at hand, as in close by, or at a distance. This, that, these, those. These are demonstrative pronouns. Okay? So what are relative pronouns? Relative pronouns are those that refer to persons or things in a general way, not in a particular way. As in, anybody, each, either, none, someone, one, etc. These are all examples of relative pronouns. interrogative pronouns. Interrogative, remember we did interrogative sentences. Now, what are interrogative pronouns? Similarly, interrogative pronouns are those pronouns that are used for asking questions. What could these be? These are who, whom, what, which, whose. Okay? These are all interrogative pronouns. Let's do an exercise and then we will see how these different pronouns fit where. Let's try it out. Okay, I will say the sentence with a blank and you will have to fit in the right word in there. Okay, let's go ahead. The first sentence is, this is my car. This car is... Did I hear the correct answer already? Exactly. The first answer I will give you like always. This is my car. This car is mine. Exactly. Well done. Sentence 2. It was our gift. This gift was... No, I won't give you the answer this time. This time you have to think of it. Next sentence. These are their notebooks. These are their notebooks. These notebooks are... Good. Go ahead. Write it down in your workbooks and we'll correct them together later. Next sentence. That is his school. That school is... That is his school. That school is... Good. Next one. He is my friend. He is my friend. I am... dash, as in the blank, friend. Let's look at the answers of these sentences together. The first one I gave you, this is my car. This car is mine. The next sentence is, it was our gift. This gift was ours. O-U-R-S. Okay? That gift was ours. Next sentence. These are their notebooks. These notebooks are theirs. T-H-E-I-R-S. These notebooks are theirs. The next sentence. That is his school. That is his school. That school is his. Good. Next sentence. He is my friend. I am his friend. Excellent work. He is my friend. I am his friend. Let's look at one more exercise to look at pronouns a little differently. Okay, let's go ahead. In this exercise, what you have to do is pick the correct pronoun. Look at the example. The sentence starts with a blank and continues to say, often reads books. And we have Peter in brackets in front. Yes? So now you have to pick out the pronoun that will replace Peter. Otherwise the sentence would be, Peter often reads books. If we want to replace Peter, what pronoun can we put there? And the answer is, he often reads books. Yes, simple. Let's go ahead and look at the other sentences and do this exercise together. The first is reading a book, and the bracket is Gita. Is reading a book, and the bracket is Gita. Okay, sentence 2 is black, and in the bracket it is the blackboard. Is black, and the bracket is the blackboard. Yes, sentence 3 are on the wall, and in the bracket we have the posters. Are on the wall, and the bracket says the posters. The sentence 4 is running, and the bracket is the dog. Sentence 4 is running, and in the bracket we have the dog. Sentence 5 are watching TV, and in the bracket we have my mother and I. You see, what we have to do is, had the sentence been my mother and I are watching TV, and we want to replace my mother and I by a pronoun. Yes, good. So, let's look at the answers together. Sentence 1. For Geeta, the pronoun is she. She is reading a book. The pronoun for the blackboard in the sentence number 2 is it. It is black. The pronoun for the posters is they. They are on the wall. The pronoun for the dog is it is running. Pronoun for my mother and I is we. We are watching TV. Let's look at one more very important part of speech, and that is the verb. Now, what is a verb? A verb is a word that expresses action. It's a doing word. Now, what does a verb do? A verb shows us action, or otherwise helps make a statement. We've seen and we've spoken and we've used verbs many times. What is a verb? Have you ever thought? Let's look at the sentence, I am a student. There is a verb hidden in this sentence. Where is that? Good. Am. The am is a verb because it shows the state of being, as in me, I am a student. Another example. The students passed all their courses. What did the students do? They passed all the courses. So, passed here is the verb. The verb also tells us what a person does. For example, Ramesh sings. What does Ramesh do? He sings. So, sings here is the verb because it shows us, this word sings shows us what Ramesh does. A verb may also tell us what is done to a person. Okay, for example, Sundar is rewarded. What is done to Sundar? Rewarded. So, rewarded here is the verb. Another thing that a verb does is that it tells us what a person or a thing is. Now there are 4 different types of verbs. There is transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, finite verbs, and non-finite verbs. We will just take a look at them right now, but of course in greater detail in our coming episode on verbs. Now, what is a transitive verb? A transitive verb requires an object to complete its meaning. Okay, a transitive verb requires an object to complete its meaning. Let's look at the sentence. She gave. That's not complete. So gave is required. It requires an object to complete its meaning. Otherwise, gave, the verb, would not be complete. So the sentence is, she gave what? She gave money to charity. So, gave, the verb, requires an object to charity to complete its meaning. Therefore, gave is a transitive verb. Let's look at another example. Jimmy bought. Jimmy bought what? Jimmy bought flowers for his friend. So, bought here is the transitive verb and it requires an object for his friend to complete its meaning. Just to give you an idea what transitive verbs are. Intransitive verbs. We said transitive verbs require an object to complete its meaning. Yes? So, intransitive verbs do not require an object to complete its meaning. Let's look at the example. The building collapsed. Okay, when the building fell down. The building collapsed. So, collapsed here is the verb and does not require an object to complete its meaning because collapsed in itself shows us the meaning. Yes? So, another example is the car crashed. So, crashed here is the intransitive verb. Does not require an object to complete its meaning because crashed in itself shows us the complete meaning. The glass broke. Here, broke is the intransitive verb and does not require what? An object to complete its meaning. There are also finite and non-finite verbs. What is a finite verb? A finite verb makes an assertion or expresses a state of being and can stand by itself as the main verb of a sentence. Okay, now let's look at this example. For a finite verb, the truck demolished the restaurant. Okay, the truck demolished the restaurant. Here, demolished is the finite verb because it makes, as I said, an assertion or expresses a state of being. So, demolished is the state of being and can stand by itself as the main verb of the sentence. As we've seen in this sentence, the truck demolished the restaurant. Okay? Non-finite verbs, on the other hand, are verbs that cannot by themselves be main verbs. Like the broken window. the broken window. Now, if I just say broken, what is that? Exactly. Broken will not have a meaning by itself, so it cannot stand by itself. The broken window, or the jumping jack. Jumping jack. It requires another word to complete its meaning, so it cannot stand by themselves to be main verbs of the sentence. Okay, so these are finite and non-finite, transitive and intransitive verbs. Of course, all of these we will look at in greater detail in our later episode. This was about verbs. Let's go ahead. Our next part of speech is the adjective. What does an adjective do? An adjective modifies or describes a noun or a pronoun. For example, in the sentence, a pretty girl. Here, pretty is the adjective because it describes a noun or a pronoun. So what we will do is, I will say a few words out to you, okay? And what you have to do is try and look out for the adjectives in them, because we said it describes or modifies a noun or a pronoun. Yes, we know what a noun or a pronoun is. So any word in the list that you have in your workbooks as well, that you feel is an adjective, you should circle that or underline it, whichever you find more comfortable. Okay? Let's look at these words and you underline or circle them, whichever you feel are adjectives. Good. Let's go ahead. The words are sprint, fast, chase, tasty, smooth, climb, wind, vicar, kind, shady. What you had to do was to find out the adjectives in this entire list. Yes, sprint. What is sprint? It is to jump fast or go over something running. Yes, to jump and run together, sprint. Is that an adjective? Does it describe or modify a noun or a pronoun? No, so it is not. The next one, fast. That is an adjective because it may describe a noun or a pronoun. Chase, to go behind something. Is that an adjective? No. Next one, tasty. The tea is tasty. The cake is tasty. So, if it's describing a noun, tasty is an adjective. Good. Smooth. Yes, smooth. Is that an adjective? Let's think. What could smooth be used as? The smooth skin or the smooth surface. Yes, smooth. So the surface or skin, what are they? Are they nouns? Yes. So, what does smooth do? It describes it. Perfect. So, if it describes a noun or modifies it, then it is an adjective. So, smooth is an adjective. Climb, wind, both of them are not. Why? Because these are not describing anything or modifying a noun. The next one, vicar, V-I-C-A-R. What is a, or who is a vicar? Is a person of religious importance. Yes, vicar. So a vicar is not an adjective, it is a noun. Good. So the next one, kind, the kind person. Ram is a kind boy. Yes, so kind describes the person, so it is an adjective. Good. Shady, the tree is very shady. Here it's describing the tree as in it's a shady tree, so it is an adjective. Any word that answers these questions: which, what kind, or how many. For example, did you lose your address book? That's the sentence. Did you lose your address book? Okay, so here, what question can we ask? Which, what kind, or how many? We cannot ask how many because did you lose your address book? We can ask which book? Your address book. So if we can ask which and get a word address there, that means address is the adjective because it's modifying and describing the book that you've lost. Did you lose your address book? The next sentence, let's look at this one. Is that a wool sweater? Is that a wool sweater? Here we can ask, what kind? What kind of a sweater is it? And the answer would be wool. So it's describing the sweater. So wool here is the adjective. Yes? And just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. How many minutes? 5. So here 5 is the adjective. So any word, or if a word answers the questions which, what kind, or how many, it generally would be an adjective. Good. Let's do an exercise. Here, what you have to do is add an adjective to each sentence to make it complete. This again is in your workbooks, so follow the same sentence in your workbooks with me. Okay, the first sentence is, the powerful lion pounced. Here, powerful is the adjective. Yes, have you found the exercise in your workbooks? Good. Let's go further then. The sentence is, Peter opened the parcel. Okay, now there's a blank between the and parcel. What could be that? I will not give you the answer. Peter opened the parcel. Put in an adjective there. Okay? Next sentence is, look at the blank sea. You have to put in your adjectives here. Look at the sea. Next one. There are some blank children around. There are some blank children around. Next sentence. It looked like there had been a blank accident. It looked like there had been a blank accident. Next sentence. Go and wait by the blank trees over there. Go and wait by the blank trees over there. Let's look at the answers to these sentences. The first one, of course, we did together. Peter opened the big parcel. Next one is, look at the vast sea. You could also say rough sea or the calm sea. You see, here we're just looking at one adjective that fits well. Okay? The sea can be calm, rough, vast. Okay? Or if we can use a color, look at the blue sea. Here blue would be the adjective. Yes? Good. Let's go ahead. There are some small children around. Okay? So small here is the adjective. Okay? Next sentence. It looked like there had been a bad accident. So bad is the adjective. Next one. Go and wait by the tall trees over there. Here tall is the adjective. We could also use an adjective we've done already. Shady. Okay? We can say go and wait by the shady trees over there. Just the same way we used tall trees. So today all of us have seen an introduction to the parts of speech. Today we've seen nouns, pronouns, verbs and adjectives for today. In our next episode, we will look at the next 4 and get introduced to those. What you have to do is go home and take a look at the exercises in your workbooks. Try and do them so that you know exactly where what part of speech comes. Get to know these parts of speech well. Of course, we will be looking at them later in greater detail. Okay, so go home and revise what we've done today. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.